Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me back in my craft lair. I am Barbie Giannoni. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am here to show you how to make this cute card. Now, I'm very sad to announce that this is my last final video for Sale-A-Bration products. So, if you are watching this Monday, Tuesday, get your orders in ASAP, because Sale-A-Bration ends on Tuesday night, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. Don't know, can't remember standard or daylight savings time. But anyway, as soon as it turns midnight Wednesday morning near Salt Lake City, our Sale-A-Bration is going to be over. So if you want this stamp set, now's the time to grab it. This one is, I'll go over that real fast here. Background stamps, we're using the birthday backgrounds, and we're going to be using the lines and the streamers. Then, this is the stamp set I was mentioning, the Happy Birthday to You Sale-A-Bration set. $50 purchase before tax and shipping, and you get this booger for free. So I love how versatile this particular stamp is, because it can be used for, actually the stamp set, because of the Celebrate, this one can be used for weddings, for birthdays, for new babies, for, oh my goodness, so many different things. So this is one that I would actually recommend really highly getting, because you will be able to use it for so much. That being said, I've already done my plug for my Sale-A-Bration. Let's get into papers we need for this project. Whisper White, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I will do that here real quick. Maybe, possibly. Bone folder. All right. Then we have a piece of, sorry about that noise, whoopsies. Then we have a piece of Flirty Flamingo. This is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. We have a piece of Daffodil Delight. This is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. And a strip of 1/2" pear pizzazz. If you have this in your scrap bin, as long as it's a 1/2 inch about and at least 4 1/4 wide, you can use it. So don't go and start off a whole new paper if you don't need to. Then, decorative ribbon. Punch is also being used today. And for inks, we are using StazOn, the Jet Black, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight. And we are using, oop, I'm throwing them around here, watch out, using the Flirty Flamingo, the Pear Pizzazz, and the Daffodil Delight in the Stampin' Right markers. You can use blends, just switch over the StazOn over to the Memento Tuxedo Black. Remember, always remember that opposites attract when it comes to coloring, so the alcohol-based markers need the water-based inks. Water-based markers need alcohol-based inks. Okay, done that plug now. When I did this, I thought, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it, but it could use something a little bit more. And so I decided that I'm going to be throwing this ribbon into the new card. This ribbon is the silver ribbon that is in the annual catalog. This particular ribbon is Whisper White with silver. Its sister ribbon is actually very vanilla and gold. I don't know. For some reason, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't Whisper White and gold. But, okay. I'll get over it, right? Okay. So, bring out my well stamped on scrap paper because I don't want anything more than my bird on here. Also, I should mention too that we're going to be using a scrap of Whisper White. And here off camera I'm peeling my scrap of Whisper White to stamp the cake on. So, and we're also, one last plug, we're going to be using the layering oval dies, and I'm using the largest oval. Otherwise, I would have had a scallop oval cut out to go behind the cake. I would have probably gone with the Pear Pizzazz, but I don't have a big enough oval, so scratch that. Okay, so getting off to stamping here real fast. Real simple here. So Flirty Flamingo with a Flirty Flamingo ink, because I love this tone-on-tone look on these. I just, ooh, love it. So, and you're going to want to make sure that you're, first off, you're not dipping your finger in your ink, but you also want to, it's not a big deal on this paper because of the fact that I do have it the same, but you'd want to make, if your paper was any different size, you'd want to make sure that all of your streamers were going the right way. That's what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth while I'm doing it. And as usual, I'm stamping off because I want this to look kind of DSP-ish, if that makes sense. And they can overlap if you so choose to have them overlap. I want one more over here just to even that out. There we go. And I'm making super loud noises, so I'm sorry if this is coming out super loud for you guys. Not to mention the fact that I love how this turned out, so I'm super excited about this card, and I'm probably talking like 10 decibels too loud. Okay, not 10, more like 20. The Daffodil Delight on the Daffodil Delight paper. And the lines. And like I said, I stamp off of the paper to give it more of a DSP look to it. I just want a little bit more over there. And there we go, that's done. And here I thought the loudest thing that was going to be the wind today because our wind here is crazy. Stampin' Chamois. Well used. A little bit abused. Gonna clean off my stamps here quick. And then move on to the oval for whoops, see, I'm flinging things around today. Gonna work on this birthday cake. I find it easier to flip it on over and ink it that way rather than fuss around with the big old stamp and the black on the ink pad. So, and this is what I'm trying to spit out, and I probably am talking a mile a minute. Sorry. Oh. So, I do not have the magnetic base plate for my die cutter, so I kind of cheat and I use washi tape. So I'm going to get this all nice and positioned here and run this through my die machine, and I will be right back. Alright, and I'm back, and if you can't really see this on my rather colored paper, I do have my cake sitting in the oval sitting here. Now, the first time I did this card, I made the oops and used Memento. So I didn't want to get it on my ink or on my markers. So I kind of scribbled and kind of got this kind of, yeah, look. I kind of tend to like that look, actually. So I'm going to do that again on this one. And not start off with Flirty Flamingo. Start off with the Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to kind of scribble because I kind of like that look. Something different. I know I haven't done it before because of the fact that I was in that perfection mode. And perfection mode says get every single inch of millimeter of white possible. Plus it makes coloring go just a little bit faster. So I got my Daffodil Delight done. Now I'm going to go on over to my Flirty Flamingo and do the same thing. Kind of scribble around. And I can touch those. I don't even know what this would be, scribble, or if there's an actual technique for this way of coloring, because I don't know. And Pear Pizzazz. Basically just putting in just a little scribble. To give the hint of what it would be colored, but okay. So now it's going to be up to layering this card. Oh, I did forget one thing so far. The punch. So, just to go over this, if you are not familiar with this punch is in the annual catalog. And you can see how there's the silver marking on the edge. This is so that you can move your paper over, punch it again, move it over, punch it again, move it over, so you have a continuous strip. Otherwise, you're going to have what little bit of a strip that's on the label. If you can see that. That little strip that's in the label is all you're going to get if you just punch it once. And I have paper stuck in there. There we go. So, I do my first punch kind of upside down, so that way I can see where I'm at and get it started where I want to start it. Guess it's not too tremendously important to do that, but that's the way I do it. And rain little pieces all over the place. And then from there you can see where it starts and just line up your design right there. And keep punching. So as long as what you've already punched is lined up on here, you are going to get a continuous strip here. And it does make quite a bit of noise. And I think that's all we really need to cut out now. But then you get this like little pile of paper poop. Alright. Put that over aside. Bring out our pieces. Now the first piece of faux DSP that I'm going to put down is the Daffodil Delight one. And that, I did that on the first card because I figured, you know, I'm going to hide a little bit of the ribbon accent punch. I'm going to hide that a little bit behind the Flirty Flamingo and then put it that way. Well, then I played around with it and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that out there like that. That didn't line up just right, but you guys get the gist. Ta-da! And then the streamer one. And like I said, I am going to be using, I'm going to put some ribbon on here. And I love this ribbon because it's kind of see-through, but not. It's about 6.5 inches. It's a little see-through, but not too much. And I think it actually looks really pretty with the colors behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of center this up as best as possible. And I'm probably kind of working out of the camera, I'm sorry. Fold it over, tack it. Fold it over, tack it. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down onto my card base. If my snail wants to work for me today, it would be wonderful. Be a good snail. There we go. And not stick to my finger. And I do that just to get the ribbon down just a little bit better and hold it in place. And I'm going to go ahead and butt this right up against the Daffodil Delight piece. As such. Ta-da! And then dimensionals. I'm going to use 5 dimensionals, one on each rounded part to the oval and one in the middle. And then I'm going to, for some reason, a couple of videos ago, my fine tip glue pen did not want to work for me. I'm going to use this. The original one, I used the adhesive, the snail adhesive on. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a little bit of tacky stuff behind the Pear Pizzazz ribbon. So I wanted to kind of keep from doing that this time and just hit it with the fine tip glue pen. Like I said a couple of videos ago, this did not want to work for me. For some reason, it was just not in the mood. I would love to say I did blah, 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 blah to make it work again. I did nothing to it. I just came back to it and it wanted to work for me again. So that's the deal. Like I said, I wish I could I had some great technique to tell you. Didn't work. So I want to get this kind of lined up kind of like that. So the Daffodil Delight is actually coming through the little holes on this. So we're going to see how well I do. Didn't do so hot the first one, so I will totally admit that. And I'm going to kind of drop a couple of drops here and there on here. Not too much because you don't want this getting all over the place because it turns into a mess. Just enough to hold it down and keep it in place until it is ready to be seen by whoever is receiving this particular card. So, I want to do a couple of drops along the top here. Otherwise, this stuff is kind of, the best way I can put this is almost like craft super glue, and your fingers will be stuck to it for quite some time. And I also don't want to get too much on my grid paper either, but I don't think that's going to be able to be helped. So that is what it looks like before you get done snipping and cutting and all that good stuff. So I'm going to let that actually sit and dry for a second and get my glue pen closed back up again. So hopefully it does not decide to have another bad day with me. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky getting that piece back in. So I'm going to go ahead and take the dimensionals off the back of the birthday cake. And I'm going to center this as best as possible on the front here. Take out my paper snips. My favorite paper snips in the world. They are great. And trim down that ribbon. And the final touch I'm going to put on this card is I'm going to go ahead and open this up quick. And I think I'm going to use the happy birthday. I'm going to go with the Flirty Flamingo for that and keep up with the kind of color tones. Happy birthday. And then I'm going to get artsy here. The lines down on the bottom corner. In the Daffodil Delight again, and then bring back my Flirty Flamingo, and now for those of you who've watched a lot of my videos, how often do I stamp on the inside of my card? Today is a weird day, and I am going to go ahead and then stamp my, ta-da! So there we have it, a finished card. How cute is that? I love it. Like I said, Sale-A-Bration coming to an end late Tuesday morning, or late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning. It's done midnight on Wednesday morning, Salt Lake City time. Also, a couple of other things that I wanted to say as well. If you are placing an order, I'll close this up while I am chatting. If you are placing an order, give it about an extra 4 days to get to you because of all of the craziness that's going on right now with the certain illness going around. I've been told not to say it by my daughter. With all the craziness that's going around with that, Stampin' Up! Did have to half their staff. So if you place your order, it's going to have an extra 4 days by word of mouth from what I've been hearing in order to get shipped out. So it's going to be a little bit of time, a little extra time to get to you. But don't worry about it. They're not forgetting about you. It's just the way things are right now. Also, I have a new Patreon that I am setting up, and that's going to be in the description below as to where to find me for the first 3 months. So through April, May, and June, I have a bit of a discount on that, just for the fact of me trying to get used to stuff. And also, I know a lot of you might be having issues with jobs and such, and so I wanted to make sure that everyone is able to get that and try it out and see what you guys think. I'm planning on doing scrapbooking, home decor, and my card making on there, so it's gonna be kind of busy. And it's going to take me a little bit also to get kind of into the groove of things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you guys. If I think of anything else, I've got more videos coming. They're just not going to be Sale-A-Bration. So, if there is anything else for me to tell you guys, I will catch you then. Also, you can sign up for my newsletter. That's another thing I can tell you. You can sign up for my newsletter. That is also in the description below. And if you did like this card, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm all over the place today, and I am so sorry. I will be back, and hopefully I won't be so jittery and jumpy, and maybe the coffee will have worn off by then. But, so yes, I hope you are all staying safe, and until next